Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Heavy Hitters. Yep, that's right. I'm your host, Badger. It's OG Badger's Heavy Hitters. Go ahead and stop, smash that like button. We got our guest today. He's from part of my stomping grounds. You know what I mean? Like Bakersfield. I'm a transplant. I'm a San Fernando, at heart, but I transplanted to Bakersfield, and I love Bakersfield. The oil fields, if you was a convict, you could get a job quick as shit. The only reason the police fuck with you is if you're fucking with them, and they'll fuck with you hard. But if you ain't doing the right thing, if you are doing the right thing, you're not going to be fucked with. It's just how it is. If you're putting yourself in positions, you don't need to be out after midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight. You know what I mean? Like,
that's right.
You don't need to be mowing your yard with motherfucking flashlights taped to it, fucking, out there. You've seen it all, in the '08. Is that sign still there?
Yes. No, I know what sign you're talking about. No, they took that sign down, brother.
Don't say it, but they did take it down?
Yeah.
That shit was there for years, bro. So, yeah. So anyway, we have a good guest today. He's pretty thin, so I guess he goes by the name
Splinter.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, my boy.
Yeah, my name is Splinter. I'm from Bakersfield, Kern County.
All right. So you've done a little bit of time, and you're also in recovery, right?
Yes. I've done about 12 years, and I've been clean for about quite a few. I've been clean since 2013, but this last couple of years I've messed up. I've been on methadone, but I haven't done anything hard since 2013. No heroin, no meth. Believe it or not, I got struck out on Norcos a couple years ago. And so I started
doing methadone.
Yeah, I'm on methadone now because of Norcos. Believe it or not, I quit all the hard stuff, the meth and the heroin, in 2013. After I discharged my number and I wanted to stay out for a while, I didn't want to catch a new number. I thought I got to ditch this stuff, And I was clean all the way until about 2017, the end of it, and I started taking Norcos, dude, and caught a habit. I did not think I can get strung out on those.
Hey, an opiate is an opiate is an opiate is an opiate. It doesn't matter. Your brain doesn't decipher this is heroin, this is narco, this is fucking methadone. An opiate is an opiate is an opiate. Right down to Subutex or Suboxone or Kratom. Like, it tells your brain that you're receiving an opiate, Ultram, Tramadol.
Yeah.
You can get strung out on those, So that's good that you're actually on methadone, bro, because a lot of people ask me, how do I feel about methadone? Let me tell you how I feel about methadone. I was in Kern County, and some woman said that I beat her and came up with this traumatized story, and she was in recovery too, but everyone warned me about her, like, hey, pay attention to Teresa, Yeah, I'll put the rat broad's name out there. And I'm like, no, everything's good. Everything's good. They were like, she's treacherous, bro. And she called, and the police, I just started working in the oil fields. I bought a big TV. Invested some money in the house, and all that shit. And we got into it one morning, and I was like, well, we'll talk about it tonight. And when I got off work, I went to my meeting, and when I walked out, the police were outside waiting for me, like fucking, like, are you blah, blah, blah? And I'm like,
man,
as a matter of fact, I am. And they're like, I'm like, why? And he's like, well, we have a report of you abusing your children. And right then I wanted to be sick. And I go, is that right? What kind of abuse? And they're all sexual abuse. Is that right? I go, here, let's call my son. I put my son on the phone with the cop, and he's like, ma'am, are you crazy? Do you know my dad's background? There's no,
no chance.
But here's what happened. I did lose the TV. I wasn't allowed back in the house. I lost the computer. I lost, the guitar that I bought. I lost all the shit that I was buying. So I learned a little lesson from that. And I learned to start listening to people too, you know what I mean? Like maybe they know something I don't, you know? So fill us in on your story a little bit, bud.
Yeah, like I said, I got clean in September 2013 off the heavy stuff because I had discharged my second prison number, my F number. And that's kind of what kept me in check. I know you could probably relate to this. When you're on parole and you're absconding, you know you're only going to stay out for a certain time.
Yeah.
So you go strung out on the drugs, dude. You know you're going right back. It don't matter. You can only get so strung out and so tore up. But when I finally,
sure, you got a glove box full of tobacco and a lighter every time you leave the house, man. You know, for
yeah,
sure.
man.
So go ahead.
So I discharged that second number and I was getting, really strung out. I was like, I just need to clean up, man. I don't want to get, there's no jail to save me when I get too tore up, because no parole officer after me. It's on me to straighten up. So I cleaned up in 2013, finally started going to work and doing right. And like I said, at the end of 2017, I started taking Norcos, bro. And I got strung out on them, ended up at the methadone clinic. And then just about 2 months ago, the end of September, I tried to get off methadone. I was clean for 40 days. I broke it down, bro, and went back and got off Suboxone. Now I'm on those stupid Suboxone things, which I hate. They do not agree with me at all, man. With my ADHD or whatever, they give me racing thoughts. They made me feel terrible. So I'm probably going to go back to the methadone. It's just been a nightmare, man. Stupid me being clean off here.
Would be to taper down. There's no reason how long you've been on it? What, a month and a half, 2 months maybe? You could taper down, my boy, and get yourself a couple of gabapentins and like a couple of Xanax for the first few days, and you could be done with all this fucking nightmare shit. Because why would you want to go back to liquid handcuffs?
I know. Talk about taking.
You can't go to Vegas, you can't go anywhere when you got to be at the methadone clinic the next morning, man. Like, why would you want to do that? I suggest that when you're done with that, I'll give you a phone number and you give him a call and you get straight into the step work, man. That's where you'll find the solution, man. It's a working guide to living. That's it. That's all. I don't push it because who wants to hear about a God or anything like that, you know what I mean? But that's what works for me, my boy, and I recommend that everybody does try it.
Yeah.
Your first term, what was it for?
First time what, prison?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting, man. I was thinking about this and I was like, I want to give you some good content, bro. What's interesting about my first term, man, I actually thought my paperwork was going to be all bad. I thought I was going to be in trouble when I got to the pen, dog, because of my paperwork, how my first term was written up. Would you like to hear about that, brother?
Endangerment? No.
What happened was, man, I'll keep it short. I'm not going to go on some big long yarn. But basically, I was married with a couple little girls. I was doing dope. She was sober. She decided to leave me. I knew she was leaving. I'm like, whatever. And she hooked up with her boss, and they separated. But then I found out they were going to actually leave the town. They're going to leave. They're packing up and freaking leaving. And I found that out. I flipped out. And they had moved. I couldn't find them. So I went to my daughter's preschool, and I asked her, and I spent all day visiting my daughters. And I was like, where does your mom work? Because she had changed jobs since she hooked up with her boss, who she ran off with. So now I knew she worked. She was a receptionist at the Mercedes-Benz dealership. I called that place like 30 times an hour. Everyone's going to die. You take my kids out of that town. I'll freaking get everybody.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And how they did me dirty, man, is they gave me a terrorist threats when I called at 10:25. When I called back at 10:42. They gave me another one when I called back at 11:03. Another one I called back at 11:24. They just racked them, dude. Gave me all these terrorist threats, homeboy. So they busted me. They had me doing time on a misdemeanor terrorist threats. Then they jabbed me back in on a felony, offered me $285 with a strike. I said, give her to that strike, man. I will not take the strike. Plus, I knew that they had already moved. So I said, you got no witness. You're not going to be able to find them. My daughter's ex-wife are gone. No witness. So we fought it. Took it to readiness. They said, we'll give you 16 months, no strike, if you take this stalking plea. Had to take a stalking, dog. I didn't really think much of it, homeboy. I didn't really care. I knew I was getting 16 months, no strike. And then when I went back to the cells, pre-child county jail, the homeboy's like, dude, they might get you when you get to the pen for that. I was like, oh shit, but I had my paperwork where I'd been arrested, where it said I got arrested for terrorist threats, and I was going through this court case. And so I had paperwork saying that it was what's the word I'm looking for when you try to get stuff dropped, a plea bargain, But still, and then years after that, I didn't have the paperwork no more for my first term. I'd be doing a violation, and your controlling case is on that violation packet. And it'd say stalking every time I go in there with my violation, bro. And I thought people would trip on me, but no one ever did. Kind of weird, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, especially, you guys got a pretty decent jail up there. What's the farm out there and all that shit? What's it called again?
Trial.
What is it?
And
Pre-trial. That's it. Pre-trial. That's right. You guys were the last to hold on to tobacco, so every time Bakersfield will roll up to the joint, we'd be like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Homeboy got tobacco. Homeboy got tobacco for sure, Yeah, that's funny stuff. So they gave you 16 months, you did that, and then you returned, obviously.
That's the deal. My case was on appeal because they can't, like, if I go steal your car 3 times a night, it's 1 GTA. If I come and break into your house 4 different times while you're sleeping at night, it's one burglary. But they gave me like 6 terrorist threats. It was the same course of conduct, same argument. Hang up, call right back, and they wanted to give me a separate charge every phone call. So we put it on appeal. My lawyer did. When I got out, I didn't report to the parole office because I thought I'm not going to be on parole. I'm going to win this on appeal. And I lost the appeal. And I thought, you know what? I will never report to parole, bro. So every single time I burned both my numbers out on abscondings. You know how they give you 4 years of parole? You get 4 years, I'd be 4 years in. Well, I did 4 years in on 2 different numbers, bro. I got like 8 years in violations, dog, because I just never report, man.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, I know jokesters out here, they send their parole officer a pair of shoes saying, catch me when you can, But yeah, like they're all solid dudes, and most of them were just living their life there, bro. Like they got so comfortable with the institutions that they'd get out, stay out a minute, and then be right back, before I even think about going anywhere. They'd be, hey, guess who's back? You know what I mean? Like, he wants his fan back. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I sold his fan for a paper a long time ago, Like, that's pretty much how it was.
They say, hold my TV, homeboy, I'll be right back, huh?
Yeah, I'm going on vacation real quick. And it's sad, too, man. Like, it sounds like you've done a couple of trips if you start off with 16 months. Would you get a whole bunch of 16 months, or did you catch any long stretches, or?
I got I actually caught a stabbing on the streets, dude. I booked this dude in middle of daylight at high noon in front of 30 people. I stabbed him 3 times. I thought, here, they're gonna give me a strike now. Trip on this. So many people told on me. One person said I was Mexican, one person said I was white. One person said I was down stabbing him while he was on the ground. One person said I was on the ground up stabbing him. One person said I jumped him. Someone said he jumped me. So many eyewitness stories that were confusing. When my lawyer came and saw me, he said, they want to offer you a year county brandishing a weapon, but the parole gave me that year flat. So they had a chance to give me a stretch there, and they ruined it. And later on, I did a 4-year term for GTA burglary. Did 30 months on that, but mostly it's been the revolving door. 8-month violation, be out for 2 months. Go back, 7-month violation, be out for 3 months. Go back for a year flat, be out for 2. Did the revolving door shot.
Yeah, what do they call it? Life on the what's it called? When you give someone a life on the extension plan, or whatever,
An installment plan. The installment
plan. There you go. Like, I forget. I've read a library's worth of books, bro, and my vocabulary's fucking jello. Anyway, so you got a 4-year, 2-year, or 16 months, and then, all this. What was the breaking point for you to go, you know what? I ain't fucking doing this anymore, man. I'm starting to feel stupid. I'm starting to feel old. I'm starting to these are my thoughts. I don't know what your thoughts were, but I'm like, I just ain't going to do this anymore, I got a term and a violation, bro. That's it. My violation was for going to a White Zombie concert and getting stupid with SOS, Sons of Samoa, and they turned out they were security. So yeah, I got a 5-month violation out of that, but that's what I got. 2 terms, bro, or a term and a violation. But let me tell you, I felt the first one like no other. the chaos that we see on the yard. You know what I mean? Like, would you go to northern pens or southern pens?
A little bit of both. I've been as far north as I've been is Soledad.
Silly dad, yeah. Sister prison of Tracy, you know that.
Oh, I've been in
prisons.
Mill Creek up north. And to all your listeners, I went there in 2002. Okay, it was a PC. I did my first violation there on the level 1 yard. They had I think it was C yard, level 3. That was good. You'd go there for your CTQ before you went to the 1 yard. But then the other 2 yards were bad. I think Tex Watson was there, one of the Melendez brothers. So they didn't have their PC already, but it was active good when I was there in 2002. So yeah.
It's funny now. People are so concerned about answering where they've been because of the way the yards have just flipped, man. They call it S and Y now. It was never called that before.